I can think of no better poem that so perfectly captures the feelings of fear, confusion and futility that war creates than Bayonet Charge by Ted Hughes. When we think of the horrors of war, those of us fortunate enough to have not experienced conflict firsthand typically rely on films such as Saving Private Ryan or TV series like Band of Brothers to leave an indelible scar on our consciousness. But with a toolkit comprised only of words and their sound, position and relation to each other, Ted Hughes has managed to craft an image of war that, for me, is the most haunting. Bayonet Charge by Ted Hughes. Suddenly he awoke and was running, raw in raw-seamed hot khaki, his sweat heavy, stumbling across a field of clods towards a green hedge that dazzled with rifle fire, hearing bullets smacking the belly out of the air. He lugged a rifle, numb as a smashed arm. The patriotic tear that had brimmed in his eye, sweating like molten iron from the centre of his chest. In bewilderment then, he almost stopped. In what cold clockwork of the stars and the nations was he the hand pointing that second? He was running like a man who has jumped up in the dark and runs listening between his footfalls for the reason of his still running, and his foot hung like statuary in mid-stride. Then the shot slashed furrows threw up a yellow hare that rolled like a flame and crawled in a threshing circle, its mouth wide open silent, its eyes standing out. He plunged past with his bayonet toward the green hedge. King, honour, human dignity, etc. dropped like luxuries in a yelling alarm to get out of that blue crackling air, his terror's touchy dynamite. Look at that last word, dynamite. The way Hughes conceives of his terror as something that might explode at the slightest touch. Indeed, throughout the poem, it feels as though the fuse of a dynamite has been lit and we are watching the flames sizzle ever closer to the nitroglycerin-packed base. The dynamite is lit from the first word, suddenly. We are thrown, dropped against our will into the heat of the action. This is a narrative device called in medias res, which is Latin for in the middle of things, and has been employed in some of the greatest works of literature, such as Homer's Odyssey. Directors often choose to use in medias res for their war films. Think of Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan, that opening scene on the beach with bullets flying. Think of Nolan's Dunkirk, the soldier running for his life. Hughes makes this poetic decision because it perfectly captures the disorientation soldiers feel in war. One moment you're sleeping with your bayonet clutched to your chest. The next moment you're running, sweat heavy, stumbling towards enemy lines, and you don't know why. Hughes wants our hearts pounding right from the beginning. He wants us to be inside that soldier. And make no mistake, we are that soldier. Hughes doesn't name this soldier, opting only to use the third-person pronoun he. This man is a universal stand-in for us all. A further effect of this linguistic choice is its ability to convey a sense of anonymity and isolation. This soldier doesn't even know who he is. In the heat of battle, running towards one's death, does it even matter? This sense of anonymity is made all the more jarring and isolating by the fact that no other soldier is mentioned in the poem. The soldier is charging at enemy lines, but all he sees is rifle fire. The only other living thing depicted in this poem is a rabbit, a yellow hare. Those who don't think too deeply about poetry might miss the significance of that detail. Hughes is famous for his agricultural themes and imagery, so it's only natural that Bayonet Charge, like his other poems, would feature wildlife. But the hare and the language used to describe it is no accident. Just like the soldier is a stand-in for us, for every soldier, the hare is a representation of the soldier. The hare is threw up. This violent, forceful choice of verb contains the implicit idea that the hare is being acted upon against its will. It didn't choose to jump or leap up. It was thrown up by the shot-slashed furrows, then rolled like a flame, This image of natural innocence described in terms of warfare and violence. When the hare does reclaim a sense of autonomy by crawling, it does so in a threshing circle. It has become a lifeless, senseless machine thanks to humanity's senseless warfare. And why describe this creature in terms of agricultural machinery? I believe that the narrative is written in third-person omniscient narration. When Hughes poses a question, it's a question only a soldier in this situation would ask. So we're split, inside his mind, but also experiencing somewhat of an outer-body experience. We're seeing things through the soldier's eyes, and the soldier sees the hare like a piece of threshing equipment because he's just a country farm boy. Look back to the word raw in the first line, swiftly repeated again in the second line. Raw can mean physically and emotionally uncomfortable, but it has a double meaning in the sense of being inexperienced. Many of the men who signed up for the First World War lied about their age. Could it be that the soldier, like the hare, is simultaneously in and outside the world he truly belongs to? The battle is being fought across rural farm grounds, but he's not used to the hedges dazzling with rifle fire. He has a rifle, but it's nothing but a burden. Look at that verb, lugged. And look at how it's described, like a smashed arm. Not only is the rifle useless for this soldier, not only is it weighing him down, but this also conveys an injury the soldier is now familiar with or foreshadows an injury to come. We have the luxury of time to ponder this, like the luxuries of meaningless propaganda-esque platitudes of king, honour and human dignity. These grand ideas undermined by the etc. that follows them. But the soldier does not have the luxury of time. He's breathless, the abundance of H sounds at the beginning forcing us to replicate the sound of frenzied breathing. He's stumbling and he doesn't understand what's happening around him. Look at how the soldier sees the rifle fire before he hears it. Sight comes first, then hearing the bullets smacking the belly out of the air comes second. Sight and sound are dissociated. We are in a nightmare, one that the soldier can only think about for the brief fractions of a second between his footfalls. He wonders in what cold clockwork was he that hand pointing. The soldier is just a cog in a machine that is cold, indifferent, uncaring towards him, and time is running out. Before he's even able to answer the question, he's back in his running body, breathlessness created by the enjambment across 3 lines. We, like the soldier, cannot even pause for breath. Not until the poem ends on that explosive final word, dynamite. Then the poem stops. So does the soldier, and so do we. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about the poem in the comments below. Also, please like, share and subscribe because that lets me know that you found the video useful and would like more content. And if you have a minute, check out the sponsor for this video, Skillshare. It's a great online learning platform with thousands of classes on all sorts of interesting topics. I've even got a class on there myself which teaches you how to write a personal statement for university. So check out the link in the description below and you'll get 2 months of free access to the entire Skillshare catalogue. Thanks again and have a great day.